Hello, everyone. It is Denise B. Povernick, and I am the CEO Secret Weapon, and I am an energetic experience alchemist. I help you get out of your mind and into your energetic experiences, and I am so excited to be here with the Andrea Warren, CEO of Andrea Warren. She is the CEO of herself and her business and her life, and it's such an honor and pleasure and privilege, and I just get so excited because we don't see each other enough during the course of the week that we have to make more reasons to get on camera with each other. So this is going to be a blast, this session today. Two very outspoken, wonderful CEOs here talking, but I'm thrilled that you're here. So why don't you share a little bit more, Andrea, about yourself, what you do, who you are, what your business is, and we'll take it from there.
Sure. So as you said, I am the CEO of Andrea Warren. I am a quote unquote joy coach is what I've given my title to my title now, thanks to Denise Povernick and her coaching, because I work in a holistic practitioner. I work with people one-on-one about limiting beliefs, how to find their joy and stay in that joy, constantly live that joy, good times, bad times, still living in the joy. And I use several different modalities, a few that I've created on my own, where it's based with holistic practices and using essential oils. So that is me in a nutshell.
You are truly an essential oil guru. You were in the essential oil world before it became the popular thing that it is now. Share a little bit about that.
Sure. I've been in the essential oil game for 18 years. I started out as a formulator and a developer. So I was in the soup to nuts when it came to creating oils, creating products based with oils. I worked primarily really with naturopaths, holistic practitioners who knew about oils that long ago, and then shifted into more corporations, one-on-one with surgical centers that were trying to find natural ways to heal body, mind, and spirit. And I just stayed in that lane until about 2010, sold my business, and then sort of made some significant shifts with my business and more of the quote unquote business coaching. Because before that, I was a director of marketing for two large corporations, one being a Caldwell Banker real estate. So I had wore both hats for most of my career.
So you bring a nice mixture of corporate world, entrepreneurship, all around amazing person, magical, a unicorn in human form. Like, I love embarrassing you. I just absolutely love it. But it's true. I say it because it is absolutely true. And we've been friends now almost, 4 years?
Yeah.
We got to teach in Sedona together back last November. And I am just thrilled that I get to work with you. So here's the $1 million question. I threw this out to Moira. I'm going to throw it out to you. Why, with all this experience, why as a coach and an entrepreneur do you seek out mentorship and coaching?
Okay. I guess there's a few reasons for me. One, I knew that I myself, like, you could try to be your own guru, but as Tony Robbins says, I'm not your guru. I can't be my own guru. I couldn't get myself past some certain blocks. I couldn't see the forest through the trees. It's like, medicating yourself, or even trying to do it with, your kids, right? As much as you think you want to do it, there's still these blocks of ego. And I needed a coach, to be honest with you, for a while. But finding somebody that resonated with me, that could deal with my temperament, and not that I'm that much of a pain in the ass, but I need. Well,
you can't judge your own version of pain. You can.
Okay. All right. You see what you're saying? You see?
Yeah.
I know it's this way. But no, I needed somebody who I can't deal with the fluff. And for me, the coaching world was so much bullshit. There were so many people that when I looked at their experience, they really didn't have it. They had a certificate from ABC and they had no life experience. There was people, and not that, to me, that's what I needed. I need somebody, it was like somebody teaching you about parenting and they're 22. Okay, right. That's not going to do something. I needed somebody who was living sort of what I'd lived, had experienced a lot of what I experienced, and also, as most of you know, didn't have a filter that was going to let me know it. And again, what's amazing about Denise, because we're in that group coaching, she deals with every one of us differently. And she knows the nuances on how to handle our temperaments, our personalities, and how to click into what our thing is. And I knew this about Denise. It took me forever to get the guts to go to her, because I knew she'd call me out on my shit, and I was going to have to do that mirror work and take a hard look at what I wasn't doing, that, and why. So, there's a lot of reasons to choose coaches, but I think, what I found with you, and I mean this with love in my heart, it was the exact recipe I needed to get out of my own way.
And I'm glad you brought the one point up that, as I said, we've been friends now for 4 years, and it only took until we didn't start working together in a coachee relationship until this year. And so, has it been like, when are you going to do this? When are you going to do this? Why aren't you working with? Was that me, or what was your experience?
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, I think that's what's another factor that I found, which really drew me more to wanting to work with you, is that intuitive aspect of knowing that I wasn't ready and that I needed to come to you. And I think a lot of coaches, I can't tell you, it's funny, so many times though, and I'm sure this happens to you, you get prospected, and most coaches that are prospecting you, they don't know their avatar. They don't look at who you are. So by the time I'm done, I'm prospecting them, because it's like,
right.
It's because they don't have that intuitiveness and that experience to understand that it's like, pushing a drug addict to go into rehab, right? If they're not ready, they're going to go back on the streets and do their drugs. And that's the same way, as silly as that analogy is, if you're not ready to be coached and get called out on your shit, however you need to hear that being called out on your shit, then you can go to 1,000 coaches, and it's not going to be your spot. But I think when you show up here with Denise, you are ready, because you wouldn't be here if you weren't ready. Because I think we all see the power that you bring, and the expertise and the truth, which I think is also missing in the coaching space big time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing where, I've said in the other interviews today with the other Invincible CEOs that even if you do sign up and have a consult with me, there's no guarantee that I'm going to let you into the program just because you want to be there. Because if there is not an alignment of the energy, I'm very cohesive with my groups, and I don't want to put people in various different levels where we have experts and we have beginners, because those beginners are going to hold back those who can move faster. So I really make sure, even if I have to have 2 separate groups, if I have a whole bunch of beginners and a whole bunch of experts coming together, that's so important that you're just never going to get thrown into a program or one-on-one session just because money needs to be made or I need people in a program. That's never going to happen.
Yeah. Right. And I appreciated that discernment, because I've been in those circumstances before, not in the coaching end, but maybe masterminds or whatever they want to call them, where I'm either, I'm usually further ahead because I have such a background in corporate America and entrepreneurship. And then I'm sort of sitting there through 90% of what's going on. So I appreciate the fact that you vet everybody. It's not like you said, just let's throw a bunch of people in so I could make my money grab. You really discern and intentionally put the right people together. That's the thing that I have also found incredibly amazing, on how each of us have given support in a different way. And I've heard words from other people that have been in the group. I'm like, so I think that aspect of how you vet people is extremely important. And I think I appreciate it because it makes the experience better, right? I mean, it's all about the experience.
Yes. So you are in the spring Invincible CEO Elite Pod. So you guys are about 3.5 months into the 6-month program. What do you feel makes that program different?
All right. Okay. So there's a few things, but let me say this. We have known each other for 4 years.
Yes, we have.
And I'm, as well, you all know now, I am not big on like my whole Denise says, feel your feels. I'm an empath that doesn't let people see my feels, which is totally jacked up, but there's a whole nother level of, we'll go there another day.
Yeah.
But what I found in this pod and what you've done for me is, one, allowed me to feel comfortable in that space. And I appreciate you so much for that. And I've learned so much about, myself, but in a different way. And I know it seems cheesy, like I'm learning about myself. Ooh,
No,
it's
that's why
not
I'm here.
that.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a deeper learning about. I mean, I'm freaking 50 years old, and I'm like, I didn't tap into those things. Like, it was always kept at a safe distance. And the other thing that I want to prepare people for, and it is powerful, is when you work with Denise in this capacity, the connection you get with her. Yes, we knew each other, but I'll talk about this morning. It was nuts. I had a rough night last night, and there's a lot of stuff going in this logical brain of mine. And I woke up and told Denise what time I woke up. But the funny thing is, to reverse this a little bit, I got a text from her at like 7 something this morning going, "What's up? You okay?" Like, to that, I don't have my phone in front of me, so paraphrasing. And I was like, holy shit, how did she know? And it is where there is that energy connection and that exchange of energy, and vice versa. So when you have that powerful experience with a coach where they really understand you to your core, not just the superficial you, it makes the impact of how you change and show up differently. And I can tell you, Denise has said that to me. Like, I show up completely different now.
Yeah.
And that's only 3.5 months in.
Yeah.
And I wasn't somebody who was afraid to show up.
Right.
But it's definitely different, and it feels different.
Well, when you get to know who you are and you tap into your infinite energy, the authenticity level up levels so much that
Right.
you didn't realize before you might have been showing up surface level because you may have thought it was authentic, and
Right.
it was for surface level. But now
Right.
that you're getting deeper into yourself, you can now show up deeper for others, and that helps them along in their journey, right? And that's the thing where what I really try to get people to understand, you have an energy signature, just like you have a handwritten signature that is uniquely your own. And I can feel you once you allow me to bond with you and synergize with you energetically. There's a certain ping that I get when it's Andrea versus, someone else. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Let me check in with her right beforehand today. But I felt that was necessary. And that's where, I'm going to take that time, because 5 minutes of that time can put your whole day on a whole different course than it would have been if you're too much on that hamster wheel in your mind.
Oh, it totally did. I mean,
Yeah.
we were like on the phone 9 minutes, and I got
9
up,
minutes in heaven.
9 minutes in heaven. And then I got up and I was like, okay. And I actually went for a walk, which I normally don't take. I had all this energy, and I hadn't slept. Like, I went to bed at 11 and woke up at 2:11, and that was my sleep. And I have a huge day, and I'm really literally booked until 8 o'clock tonight. And now I'm like, whoo. And it was just that conversation and those breathing techniques that did the shift.
Yep.
And this is tea, not coffee, and not
Awesome.
caffeinated. This is healthy tea. So it's not like I have this energy from that. It was literally that exchange and those breathing techniques that we did to kind of get me off that hamster wheel.
So now, you coming into the program more on the logical left brain side, what were your first thoughts? Because we've been talking about this in all of the interviews today, when we got to the unit where it's time to make a toy box.
Oh, come on. I'm a big kid, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a logical brain sprinkled with a lot of right. I mean, I'm a super creative, and I am a big kid. I mean, that's why my kids like me, I think. They'll probably come around the corner and be like, no, we don't. But I mean, I'm like the mom that goes on a slip and slide still. So I'm definitely a different type logical brain person, but you do stretch me. And I think for me, it's more of the feeling piece, because I am crazy sensitive, but I am not comfortable allowing those to be seen by other people. And I think I've even said that and I did this in a live after we had a conversation about that. I felt like I wasn't being fair to my group when I wasn't being that person, showing up as who I truly was, as this sensitive person, because there was things going on in my life that I wasn't showing up like I should have, and I should have been honest, but being that vulnerability, which is in my pyramid and my words, I made a pyramid instead of a circle. But that was the piece that I knew was missing. And you have given me not only permission, but the ability to step into that firmly grounded in that, but than I ever was before.
So the 2-day event, the 2-day personal CEO energetic event that we just finished up, we did on Monday and Tuesday via Zoom. You got to join in, because I know you have a very busy schedule, but you got to join in for a couple of those energy sessions. And what was that like for you?
It was incredible. I definitely am somebody where I have one eye open because I'm always a scanner, and to see other people experience, because that's a big thrill for me, watching other people's energy. So that piece was amazing. Like seeing people just literally, you could just, the
Yes.
whole shift. And then myself, like I went into several of the sessions going in with this other, we were talking about words. I went in with one word, like, this is the word. And then I went into the technique, and just in its own way, it was almost like it went, bloop, here's the new one. And when I wrote down the new one, I was like, oh, but of course.
But of course, there goes that term again. It's the story, and but of course.
But of course. So yeah, it was amazing. And just to see other people having the experience that I knew I've been having with you for the 3.5 months, but to do it in this condensed form, and it to have that big of an impact on people was just I mean, I knew you were a badass, but seeing it at that, where, there's 11 people on there and you're seeing some serious shit break down, and really deep conversation and connection in such a short, amount of time.
And to have people open up over the course of 2 days of coming, an hour at a time, and being that vulnerable, that has to be, that was the quickest I think we've ever moved people to be that vulnerable.
Yeah, it was
because
beautiful.
not everyone knew me. Some people were literally being referred in that day. And then just to, they're like, all right, we're here, let's do this, let's go all in. And that really shows you how much going all in, instead of holding back and tiptoeing in, baby stepping in, going in through the shallow end, just jumping all in, the amounts of change. And I'm really looking forward to hearing the feedback from everyone that had a chance, opportunity to be there. So if there's someone watching this video right now who's on the fence, because we do have the 8-week Invincible Personal CEO course coming up, and again, it's live Monday, Friday for the group sessions, and then it can be you can add on more one-on-one if you want to do one-on-one work. What would you say to those individuals if they were thinking about it, but they're on the fence about joining the program?
First of all, why the hell would you be thinking about it? Why are you on the freaking fence? I can push you over. I'm more than happy to. I mean, seriously, I'm sure everyone's watching these interviews today, and I'm probably one of, I don't even know, I think I saw 9 different people that are going to share, each individually too, which I think is incredible, because we all had our own experience, but how impactful it was, and then how I've seen my business shift, my personal life shift. This isn't just about your business too. I think when you start to shift into this, really who you are, that what you were meant to be, who you were meant to be, this changes everything. So there's going to be some aftershocks, but it's a good thing. It's kind of eliminating this shit and you stepping into just this amazing person who you could be. And I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that, because I think so many people struggling with that, and maybe don't even know what they're struggling with. And for me, I really didn't. I knew there was something, and until we started really doing some of that deep work, and once I did, it was like, wow. And just peeling back those layers, but doing it in a very, that's the other thing too. I think, yes, there's the energy aspect and there's that quote unquote woo factor, but there's also that left brain for me, that concrete, results, right? Yeah. It's result driven. It's so much result driven. And I'm constantly see them show up daily, and it's not, and I'm not just blowing smoke up people's ass. I mean, I literally see it daily.
Yeah. And so would you say that, have you had some aha moments, like you were like, okay, I can't wait to see this happen. Is it really going to happen? And then boom, it happens. Like, have you had any of those moments yet?
Yeah, I've had quite a few. And some of them, as Denise will tell you, it's like rapping me on the head with the hammer sometimes, because they have been moments where, and Denise will help you discern that too, so you don't have to be like me and get whapped upside the head, where they will show up for you. And you really need to listen, and maybe not listen with the same ears you were listening to before. I think you've given me new eyes and new ears, where I'm able to kind of get through the muck of it and then really see why it's showing up and the energy of it, right?
So can you give an example of an aha moment for you? Share one.
Well, my biggest issue is I like, biggest thing I do is I'm a big networker. I mean, I love supporting people and building their business, and I really thought I was doing something good. And it wasn't that I wasn't, but
Right.
the aha for me was all of that I was doing really wasn't serving me like I thought it was. And when I started sort of removing that from my life, and really doing the service for myself and getting past that piece where I was like, why do I feel guilty doing this shit for myself? And what you helped me to see, it's actually made me better in my business when I work with other people. You know, not only did my business, I mean, it's been ridiculous what's come in for me in my business, but then it's also allowed me to show up when I'm working with other people, building their businesses at a much higher level than I had showed up before. So my success has been, you know, much, much higher. I've been attracting people that are on which I know you said you'll be reaching people on a higher level than you, and then you'll be brought up. And that's what it's been. I mean, I've been working with influencers that are, you know, I would have 6 months from now, I would have said there's no way they would even get on a call with me, let alone say, hey, I'm in, let's do this. And it's just now a shift.
And when you agree, instead of you having to reach out to all these people, you leveling up within your own energy, they seek you out now.
Oh, it's been, I mean, I've had 7 new people come on and out of nowhere. I mean, out of nowhere. It was just, you know, and it really isn't out of nowhere. We know why. But, you know, when you put that energy out and you know, you're a magnet. I mean, you are a magnet. And I think that goes back to the law of attraction, Abraham Hicks, whatever you subscribe to, that is what brings that in. And I like how you always say too, you don't want to be, I hate that whole side hustle and you got to work your ass off. But I think the shift with what you do is, if you're doing it right, it's not really work. It's your joy. It's your joy. It's what you love to do every day. And people just come and, hey, what's up? Let's, you know, can we work together? I'm like, okay.
So speaking then on this joy and you know, bringing more of that into your life, what is it that you look forward to each week because we're meeting 3 times a week in the Invincible CEO Program? What is your joy there in coming together at those times?
To me, to be honest with you, it's the Friday wins, because of course, why you're so surprised, I love hearing people share their joy. I love hearing people share how this has changed their lives. And like, again, it's from personal to professional to, you know, whatever type of friendships, relationships. It's not just one lane. And that, to me, I get so excited because I'm like, oh, what's everybody got going on this week? Like, you know, and it's not me doing mine, because I'm always like, I don't give a shit about me. I want to hear how it's happening to everybody else. So for me, by far, I'm excited to always hear all the amazing stuff that's happening for people, because that, to me, is what it's all about.
And you know what I like, and I noticed a trend that in the beginning of the Friday follow-up, the Friday wins, maybe you got 1 or 2, but now people are coming on board. There's 4, 5, 6 a week coming in. Yeah. And of course, at the beginning, I'm saying this is going to happen. This will happen. And I know, like, there's that feel and desire and the hope that it will. But when you show up authentically, when you and discover, and the really cool thing about discovering yourself is it never ends. It's always an emergent process, right? So, you know, we not only said to each other 3 times a week isn't enough, right? So we do a one-on-one session. So there's 4 times, but then we say, you and I and whoever are like, all right, now the 3 of us, these 3 crazy ladies have to get together. And we want to do this in-person event in Florida in November, right? And again, we're going to keep it nice and small and boutique, just like how we do, because we want to deliver that experience. There's going to be one-on-ones. There's going to be group sessions. There's going to be breaking out into smaller groups with each of us. And now we have to meet 2 more times a week. So my gosh, like, we got to stop meeting like this, you know. But each time is a joy. And what is your feel on the coming together of the 3 of us and what we're going to be offering?
Well, you better put your seatbelt on. That's the first thing. Yeah. Be prepared, and in a way where I think, you know, I work so much when it comes to the aspect of experience, right? And to me, those experience type retreats, like what we're creating, you walk out just not new. You're new. I mean, you see, like I said, I have new eyes. I have new ears. My heart beats differently. And I think that is an experience that I feel to me, what we've created, the three of us, is an incredible gift. But I think the gift is back to us as well, to see that shift and to experience it, because we experience it just as much as the person or the people we're working with one-on-one or in a group session. So I just can't wait. And I mean, Florida, come on. I mean, who doesn't want to go to Florida in November? I mean,
it's funny. After we started meeting behind the scenes, and I found that little meme and said, there's always the three in the group, the one who no filter, and I forget what the other two were. And it was really interesting that Andrea thought I was the no filter one, but Denise and Moira thought Andrea was the no filter one. So majority rule is there.
I have a little filter. It's a little filter. I always say, you'll feel joy. I'll just beat it out of you. That's all.
Have some joy right now. But yeah, so I'm so thrilled that you took the time to be here today to share your gifts, your magic. It is such just an amazing experience for me, because and I say this all the time, when you're in your magic every day, you don't realize it's just who you are. You don't realize it's special, because other people can't do that or won't do what you're doing. So to see you just really start to blossom in this, and what you've done in the last 3.5 months. So where do you feel by the completion of the 6th month in the Invincible CEO Elite Program, where do you think you will find yourself?
Oh, wait, why does it have to end? I don't want it to end. Can I just say, is there like a lifetime membership? I think we need to convince her to do a lifetime membership, because that's just
8 times a week isn't enough already, right?
I mean, to be honest with you, as silly as this sounds, I'm enjoying the ride. I mean, and I think I've always been somebody where I haven't enjoyed the ride. So I'm really enjoying where I'm at, and I'm allowing it to take me to whatever that place is. And I don't know it's not that I don't have clarity. I think I'm just resting in it all. And that's been something new for me as well, because I'm always like, oh, I gotta have it, and it's like, no, I'm enjoying the ride.
Yeah, and knowing that it's going to be the most amazing outcome, because when you're enjoying the ride now and the outcomes are amazing, your universe only one-ups you more and more and more and more. So that's the $1 million answer of the day so far. That and again, just listening to how you answer the questions and where you were and where you've come from, and just in this short amount of time. Any last parting words to anyone watching right now or will watch on repeat? What do you want to say to them about the energy, the program, the working together?
Okay, first of all, get off the fence.
Get off the fence.
Just get the hell off the fence. If you want to change your business, you want it, whatever you're looking to have some significant, powerful change that not only affects you, but everybody in your circle, just reach out. Start working with Denise, because I'd like to tell you I have some really profound words to put around it, but it literally leaves me speechless 9 times out of 10 when we get off of the phone. I sit there and I'll be sending her memes with like, mind blown. So it's just an unbelievable experience. And again, it's been something that has made a profound impact on my entire life, to be honest with you. So I think that's a pretty damn good thing, right?
That's really awesome. Thank you so much, Andrea, for being here, taking the time out of your busy day.
No worries.
I'm so thrilled that you could. We're going to be back here again at 2:00 with Ron Rosnick. He's going to be sharing his perspective of working together. I'm so looking forward to just laughing and so much fun that we have together. And it's never going to end. You're stuck with me ever and ever. So yeah, you might as well get used to that. And again, there's nobody else that I would rather be stuck with than you and this wonderful community that we're building. All right. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Bye-bye.